Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to a public hearing for Banta Hospitality here in the town of New Windsor. We are at the Orange County IDA headquarters on Crowdy Lane in New Windsor. I'd like to ask everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'm going to officially open this public hearing at 4:02 p.m. Start with some introductions. I'm Bill Fioravanti, CEO of the Orange County IDA. We also have our chairman of our board, Jeffrey Christus here, Kelly Riley, Marty Boras, and we have our AV specialist, Mr. Caden Jones, our intern, Krishna Kutala. We have our stenographer, Fran Roth, Ms. Frances Roth, and we have a few guests, Steve Bedetti, our town supervisor, Todd Wiley, our town assessor, Chris McCracken from Advanced Testing, and Natalie, what's your last name again?
Quinn.
Exactly, from KARC, also representing the client. So we're ready to go. I'm going to read this public hearing notice and then a couple of letters that we've received for this project to be read at the hearing, and then we'll hear any comments for anyone that wants to do so publicly here. I'll start with the notice of the public hearing. Notice is hereby given that a public hearing pursuant to Article 18A of the New York State Municipal Law will be held by the Orange County Industrial Development Agency, known as the agency, on June 12, 2025 at 4 p.m. at the Orange County Industrial Development Agency headquarters, 4 Crowdy Lane, Suite 100, New Windsor, New York, 12553. The public hearing will concern the agencies providing financial assistance for a project more fully described below. Banta Hospitality, LLC, the applicant, has requested that the agency provide financial assistance for a proposed project in the town of New Windsor, New York, consisting of construction and redevelopment of property located at 935 Union Avenue, New Windsor, New York, the premises in the town of New Windsor, the project. The estimated cost of the project is approximately $24,036,684. The project will include the construction and redevelopment of the premises to be used for a 4-story, 93-room Holiday Inn Express hotel and the acquisition of machinery and equipment related thereto. The requested financial assistance will include 1, the providing of an exemption from sales tax up to $782,053.03 for amounts expended for the renovation, furnishing, and equipping of the facility for expenditures up to $9,625,268.06. 2, the providing of an exemption from mortgage recording tax in the amount of $82,800 for a mortgage secured by the premises in an amount not to exceed $11,040,000. And 3, payment in lieu of taxes benefits, known as a pilot, in amounts as set forth in the agency's uniform tax exemption policy and guidelines. And copies of the applicant's application for financial assistance, including any analysis of the costs and benefits of the proposed project, will be available for review by interested persons from the date of publication of this notice to the date of the public hearing for the project at the offices of the agency at 4 Crowdy Lane, Suite 100, New Windsor, New York, 12553, during normal business hours upon reasonable notice to the agency. The telephone number of the agency is 845-220-2208. The agency will, at the above stated time and place, hear all persons with views in favor of or opposed to the providing of the financial assistance described herein. A representative of the agency will be at the above stated time and place to hear oral comments and accept written comments from all persons with views in favor of or opposed to the granting of any of the foregoing financial assistance or the location or nature of the project. This notice is dated May 28, 2025 by myself, Bill Fioravanti, Chief Executive Officer of the Orange County Industrial Development Agency. So we have that. I do want to say that we're going to continue to accept written comments on this matter until the June 26th at 4 p.m. So we'll continue to accept written notice. I also want to mention that on our website, the address is www.ocnyida.com. You can find all the documents related to this project. You just search on our projects page, you can enter Banta Hospitality as a keyword, and all the documents will come up, including, but not limited to, the original application, a cost-benefit analysis that we did, and all the other documents, resolutions, etc. Everything the board gets, you'll see on the website. And if there's something you can't find, I encourage people to give me a call here at the agency, 845-234-4192. I'm happy to speak to anyone about it. Speaking of the cost-benefit analysis we did, this is using a tool that the IDA is purchased, that other IDAs around the state utilize. MRB Group is the developer of that. And by plugging in all the inputs of construction jobs, dollars invested in the area, others data points, it came out with a cost-benefit analysis, a benefit-to-cost ratio of 10-to-1 locally. For the state, it's 2-to-1. They give up the sales tax and don't receive a lot of the benefits. So that is the output of that, and all the full details are available online. Again, now I'm just going to go to a couple letters we've received so far. We've received 2. I'm going to read them in full because there are only 2. I'm going to start with Senator James Skoufis, who wrote to Chairman Christ, I'm writing to express my concern regarding the application currently in front of the IDA proposed by Banta Hospitality, aka Holiday Inn Express New Windsor. It's my understanding that Banta is looking to construct the hotel in place of the previous Banta Steak and Stein restaurant. As the IDA weighs this proposal, it's critical that the interests of the local taxpayers and economic benefits are top of mind, along with the financial feasibility of the project. Upon review of the application, there appears to be several matters of significant concern. Within the application's project budget, $3.2 million is allocated for land acquisition. However, page 14 states that the applicant is the current owner of the property. To include previous land acquisition costs as justification for an enhanced pilot is a bad faith attempt to rewrite the developer's own history and to game taxpayers. The project site is within a 5-mile radius of Stewart International Airport. In the same radius, there are already 9 hotels, including multiple that have found success without a pilot or alternative tax incentives. If this project is to move forward, it's guaranteed to be a competitor to these existing businesses and will be limited in its ability to bring a robust boost to the hospitality industry given its location. If Banta's requested pilot be greenlit, it could put existing hotels at a disadvantage. Further, 15 of the 24 proposed full-time positions this project purports to create are accompanied by annual salaries of just $25,000 to $35,000. These positions are near or below the state minimum wage when using a full-time calculation. In fact, the majority of the jobs this project would provide are well below half of the Orange County median income. Under no circumstances should Orange County taxpayers be on the hook to subsidize jobs that pay poverty-level wages. These wages also appear to be improperly placed into the attached operating budgets, with a discrepancy of $150,000 to $400,000 between the payroll listed and the total salaries of the employee on the application. Many of these issues impact the calculations required to provide financial assistance, so it's crucial that this assistance not move forward. Thank you for your consideration. Sincerely, James Skoufis, Senator, 47 District. Next is from Stephen Vedetti, our town supervisor for the town of New Windsor, pardon me. Dear members of the Orange County IDA, I'm ready to express my concern with the proposed payment in lieu of taxes pilot agreement for the Holiday Inn Express project plan for 935 Union Avenue in the town of New Windsor. As a resident of this community and the New Windsor Town Supervisor, I believe that offering a tax break of this nature to a private hotel development requires concrete proof of significant and tangible benefits to the host community. In this case, despite multiple discussions with both the IDA and the owner of the property, I've yet to be presented with evidence of any such benefits. What type of jobs will be created? How many such jobs will be created? What type of salary and benefits will be afforded to those hired as a result of this project? Will any jobs created go to New Windsor residents? Why does the owner of the project need the tax benefits afforded by the proposed pilot for the project to be financially viable? These questions and more deserve a response, one that I, for one, have yet to be provided. In his letter of June 6, 2025, Senator Skoufis discussed his concerns regarding the proposed pilot. These concerns focus on certain of the representations made in the application for the pilot, which may not be accurate. Competitive advantage the applicant would arguably gain should it be granted the pilot, and the low-wage jobs the applicant claims would be created should the hotel be built. These concerns seem very fair and worthy of a response. Unfortunately, as with the lack of any prior response to my concerns, I have not seen or heard the IDA or the property owner address any of the Senator's concerns. Without answers to these questions, which may or may not provide justification for the requested pilot, I cannot offer my support. I would hope the IDA and the property owner will be mindful of such concerns and, at the very least, address each and every question in an open and transparent manner and setting before further consideration of the requested pilot. If they can't or won't, as far as I'm concerned, the application should be denied and the project should proceed on its own merits, thereby contributing its fair share of taxes, just like any other commercial development. Sincerely, Stephen Vedetti, Town Supervisor of Town of New Windsor. I will add that I just handed the supervisor some responses to the question. We're going to get those in letter form from the applicant, and we'll post that on the website as well, so
No,
it will be
thank you.
included.
Yep.
Absolutely. Now we're at the point where we want to hear any of the public comments. So if you want to be on the record for any comment related to the project, I ask you to please stand and be heard.
So I'm just gonna say, I'm sorry, Stephen,
Please.
I know you did read my letter. I wasn't aware, and now I am. I understand that I can comment between now and June.
Absolutely.
Which is good, and I do plan on linking up with Mr. Banta myself at some point between now and then, and hopefully we can come to some understanding of, you know, how things are gonna go.
Absolutely.
Obviously, my concern are for the town of New Windsor residents and also the visitors coming to town, so.
For sure.
I'm just here to, I will tell you, this is my first rodeo as a town supervisor in front of the IDA. I appreciate, you know, your folks, what you do, and this next building too. So
Yes.
I do appreciate it with our newly paved roads too.
Thank you, Mr. Troy.
But thank you for reading my letter and having me heard.
Thanks
I
for being
appreciate
here.
it.
Thanks for your partnership. We've
Yep.
always enjoyed good communication.
Yeah.
I think that's essential, so
100%.
thank you. Thanks for being here. Anyone else? Please, Chris.
Hi,
State your name and.
Chris McCracken, here with Advanced Testing Company, representing so we're a local Orange County-based firm for the past 4 years. And we're in support of the project, and we think this is a good project to help revitalize that section of Route 300 that's kind of been dormant for quite a while. Hopefully draw additional traffic there. You know, from what we've seen in other places, similar projects, hotels that bring in, especially for some of the tourism that's been built in the county over time. Those out-of-towners end up spending their money in local dining, shopping, and we think it's a good addition to the area. If this helps to incentivize it, to make it happen, we think it brings some new traffic and brings a section around 300 that's been dormant for quite a while back to life.
Very good. Thank you, Chris. Would anyone else like to speak? Hearing none, I'm going to close this public hearing at 4:14 p.m. Just a reminder, we'll continue to accept written comment on this project until Thursday, June 26th at 4 p.m. It must be received by that time, so please keep that in mind. All right, we've closed the public hearing. That's it for today, and everyone have a great day. Thanks for being here. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Absolutely, please.